Just as a little prologue to this video, I wanted to let you know that during the review, I'm not going to be talking about voltages, how it is done with this PV. All of that has been tested to death and done really well by P. Busardo, my friend Phil. He just did a fantastic job of really ripping this apart by using some $3,000 scope or something to see the beats the shit out of me. But if you want the technical stuff, I'm going to put Phil's YouTube address down in the descriptions so that you can go and look at the really neat tests that he did. He did a great job. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Hi everybody, welcome back to Just Vape with justwaaaa. Today I'm going to be talking about a PV. It is the SVR from Akston Hughes. Recently, there has been a lot of talk about the SVR. There's been a lot of questions. There's been a lot of controversy. There's even been a fair amount of mudslinging. What I would like to accomplish in this review is to not only give you my opinion of the SVR, but to also put some of your fears to rest and answer some questions. What I did was I took it upon myself to get to know the owner of Akston Hughes and have asked so many questions. So I hope that my friendliness will be to your benefit. Okay, first, let's see. We've got the SVR here, and this SVR takes two 16340 batteries, protected, and I'm getting anywhere from 11 to 13 hours of extremely heavy vape time. I am like really never without the PV. The only time I'm not vaping is when I'm eating or sleeping or in the shower, which actually this one is kind of water resistant, waterproof. I could probably take it in the shower. Hadn't thought of that before now. Okay, so first of all, there were questions on whether these batteries that come with it are protected. They are. They are PTC CID protected. And if unprotected batteries are used in here, the SVR has a smart PCB on the circuit board. Now, you're going to see me looking down a lot here because I've taken copious notes because I'm not a techie and I have a horrendous memory. Another thing that people were concerned about is that the SVR does not have vent holes. Now this is the top cap. This is not the actual battery case. Okay, this is where your batteries go in here. And there are no vent holes on here. And the reason for that was because Daniel wanted this to be like, you know, almost waterproof. So what he did instead was he integrated a blow-off feature so that if there is a catastrophic battery failure, and catastrophic, to me catastrophic is a tsunami or an earthquake, not teeny tiny batteries leaking gases. I guess it would be catastrophic though if like it happened in my face and I lost my eyesight or something. So, okay. Anyway, this pop-off down here is not designed to shoot like a rocket at you. Or I guess if you're vaping and this happens, it won't even be facing you. But it's supposed to pop off. And the first thing that would happen in a battery failure is that this button here, it would vent through the button, so the button would pop off. And then there's like 5 or 6 layers of protection if there's battery failure before that pop-off feature even engages. So not really anything I'm worried about. Another question people have is, where can I get batteries that will fit in this thing aside from Akston Hughes? Well, if you want your warranty to be valid, you want to use Akston Hughes batteries that came with it. And everybody else has said, I can't find any 16340s that fit in this thing. My 16340 batteries from the Sparky, the spark plug, the SP3, fit in here. Now, it's a tight fit. I have to do this to get it to come out, and then boom, done. I'm going to actually change these now because these have been in here since sometime yesterday. Okay, so this is the body of the SVR. And I have to say that the threading on this is just, it's perfection. It's so sleek. There's no extra threading, like it doesn't have to be this long for keep unscrewing it. It's perfect. And this is the MK2 Cardo that comes with it. This is a dual coil Cardo. And this comes to the next thing I would like to explain, but first I want to vape. I've got some Flaming Pearl in there from PB Dragon. Good stuff. Okay, what did I want to say about this? Oh, okay. A couple of people in the Vapors Lounge on Facebook had said, "Oh, that's not an MK2. That's an Echo or economizer or blah blah blah." Well, yes, the Echo series Cardos are licensed to be used by Hangston, and Akston Hughes partnered with Hangston to have these branded with the Akston Hughes MK2. So there's your answer to yes, they are basically the same as the Echoes. Okay, what else? Let's see. This is not an EVO. This is not an EV3. This is not an Ego. This is an SVR. The differences between the SVR and the EVO are not very many. There is some difference in the circuitry board that's in here. Now, in coming months, I've been told that the EVO will be identical to the SVR circuit board, and I believe body of it too, because I think there's a small size difference in the two. That will be the 5th generation EVO. And the other thing that's different right now is the EVO and the SVR kits are different. I think the EVO kits come with atomizers, and these obviously come with the dual coil cartomizer. When Daniel had first gone to China to see about having these manufactured there, he found that the man that I guess, I don't know if he owns Long Totem or if he just is like a CEO of Long Totem. I don't know. They both had designs that were very similar, the SVR and the EVO, and instead of becoming competitors, they decided to partner. So yes, there is a partnership between Akston Hughes and Long Totem. And I believe the way that they had the agreement is that the EVOs would be sold overseas and the SVRs would be sold in North America. There is only one US vendor that is supposed to be authorized to sell the EVO, and that is the House of Vapor. I like that place. I've ordered from them several times. From what I understand, they got 50 of the 1st generation EVOs. And other than that, nobody else should be selling EVOs in North America. Any EVOs would have to carry the trade name of an SVR. So if you do come across EVOs sold in the United States that is other than the House of Vapor, you should probably contact Akston Hughes and let them know. So let's see. This is getting rather long, I know. Trying to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. All right, well, how about then? I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover, you know, question and controversy wise. Now let's get into what I think of this. I have to say, I love it. I've been using it for at least 3 weeks solid now, and I find that I am grabbing this much more often than I grab my Proveri. And one of the reasons for that is because this is much more comfortable in the hand for me. It's much lighter. The Proveri with the batteries in it is 5.6 ounces. The SVR with the batteries in it is 3.8 ounces. So we're talking about a difference of almost 2 ounces, which in something this size is quite a bit. It does have this feature that this cover can be put here, and it gives you just a little bit more girth. It gives you a little bit of a sleeker, because it's all one thingamajiggy. You know what I'm trying to say. Screw it. Okay, and if you're a woman and you want to put this in your purse, but you don't want your drip tip to get dirty, or whatever, you do this, put it on, and now it's good to go in your purse. Now, several people have complained that the button isn't covered when you put that on, and I'm not quite sure. I think that would be like a lot of design work to change that. I'm not sure. I don't really care that the button isn't covered. What I would like to see is a shut-off, like a 5-click shut-off. To me, that would be perfect. I love the look of this button because it is just about completely flush with the rest of the PV, and I just think that it gives it such a sleek and beautiful appearance. There's nothing extra here. It's just pretty. It's just nice and sleek. I have to say, sometimes I'll be watching TV, and I'll do that, and okay, where's the button? Where's the button? Where's the button? And I wind up turning, and yeah, I guess that can be a pain in the butt once in a while, but I would actually rather it. Oh, great, the dog is eating something. I'm sorry. I would actually prefer the button to stay just like this, nice and flush, and have me have to turn it to find the button. I'm fine with that, because I really do like the way this looks. Now the Cardos, listen. Hear that? You didn't hear anything. That's my favorite part of these Cardos, is that they're quiet. They don't crackle, they don't gurgle, they don't do that, spitty thing. Those Bogue Cardos, my God, they're noisy. I'm not a huge Cardo fan. If I was going to like Cardos, though, it would be these. Just because the flavor with the juice in them is really good. And again, I just love that they're quiet. Let's see. Yeah, so I would like to see an on-off. And the other thing is that there's no battery warning, which I know there's, bazillions of PVs out there that don't have, a low battery warning. But that's one thing about the Proveri that I like a lot, is that if the battery is low, this will blink red, blink, blink, blink. And it gives you a warning so that you have plenty of time, even if you're driving home from somewhere, to get new batteries in there. This one, I'll be happily vaping away, and then, oh, it's dead. So I would like to see some sort of warning. Okay, now the best thing is, when you get your kit, and you're going to get these Cardos have an opening that is large, okay? So this is an 801 drip tip. Now, if you've looked around, 801 drip tips, to me, tend to be butt ugly. Just as this black one that came with it is butt ugly. But here's the good news. Guess who will be making exclusively drip tips just for the SVR? Who is one of our favorite American manufacturing companies in the vaping world? Cherry Vape. That's right. Cherry Vape will be making 801 drip tips for the MK2s, so you won't have to walk around with ugly. Well, I think that's about it. I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover in this part of the video, but there's more. Stay tuned. Hello, back again. Okay, so like I said in the first part of this video, I did get to know Daniel quite a bit over the last month or so, and it would crack me up. Daniel did 2 interviews that I know of, one on Vape TV and the other on vaporsplace.com. And the comments in the chat room were just unbelievable. I mean, people were being seriously mean, but then there were comments like, this guy is crazy. Is this guy nuts? Is this guy insane? Did he just say that? And I'm thinking the whole time, oh, if you only really knew. Daniel really is weird. He's weird, but in a good, happy, pure kind of way. And with his permission, he said I could tell you anything I wanted to tell you. So let's see what I can think up, because he's had a very, very confusing life. First of all, his full name is Mark Daniel Walsh, and he has been an apprentice to a master shaman, Native American, whose name is White Cloud. I believe he studied under White Cloud, which is not really his real name, but it's the interpretation of his Native American name. I think he studied under him for like 13 years or something. Daniel had been in some sort of an accident. He had a crushed vertebrae or something and a bit of brain damage. And it was the shaman that helped cure him, in natural spiritualistic ways. So let's see. Daniel started learning yoga at 6 years old. Okay, so he had been doing it, like his whole life. And he continued doing that, when he was living in the Native American village. And at one point, the shaman said to him, he said, Daniel, it's time for you to leave. And until you do something worth mentioning, you have no voice. So Daniel left, and that's when he became, I don't know what the whole title was, but he was a director of something for a company in California at that time called JTG Group or something like that. JTG Corporation, yeah, he was a senior director, and they specialized in municipal development and raising money for public schools. And in those 2 years, let me see, hey, hold on. Oh, okay. During that time, he was developing this system that he calls PING. And it's like a pillars of success kind of 1, 2, 3 step kind of thing. And during the time that he was developing this, he was working with JTG and was raising $2 million a day, every single day for 2 years. And finally, at the end of that 2 years, they had raised over $1 billion for California public schools. They started like 30,000 jobs for people in California. It was like crazy. The day that they hit the $1 billion mark, they all threw in the towel. They said, done. We did what we wanted to do. That's it. What did Daniel do? He went back to live with the shaman in the woods. That's what I want to do when I become like fairly rich. I want to go live in the woods and like eat possum and shit. Let's see. Took a bit of a rest, and then he found this place in Northern California called Harbin Hot Springs. Okay, it's something like 7,000 acres, and I don't know who the hell owns it, but it's like one of those retreats where clothing is optional. Okay, So Daniel decided he was going to build a yoga temple within this clothing optional retreat place. Well, I guess Daniel likes to be naked. I don't know. I hope they don't do yoga naked, because think about downward facing dog. Would you want to be behind somebody doing downward facing dog if they were naked? Anyway, so he built that temple. I've got pictures I'll be showing you. He lived in a secluded cabin while he was building it. And by this time, he was so trained in both yoga and kung fu. I did forget to mention the kung fu. How could I forget that? Oh, the split. The split he can do. Where do you see it? He taught yoga publicly, but he also taught yoga privately at his home. But as per shamanic tradition, if he did a private consultation, there was no charge. Now, Daniel belongs to a kung fu traditional family called Wudan. Okay, if Daniel is going somewhere where he has to dress formal, or he's doing training, kung fu, whatever, he wears the traditional Wudan clothing made, I think, by the monks on the Wudan mountain in China. Okay? When Daniel started apprenticing with the shaman, the Native American guy, he said, hey, if you're going to be part of the Wudan family, you have to stop cutting your hair. You have to, wear it this certain way. And like now, he's got dreads like trailing down his ass. And I don't know what he's going to do a couple of years from now. Like, is he going to step on it? Is he going to roll it up, put it in a turban or something? But anyway, the hairstyle that you'll see in the pictures I'm going to show you is traditional to his place in the Wudan family. Same with his clothing, everything. It means something. Told you he's totally weird. Oh, and get this. Okay? After he built that temple, he told me that he felt that his ego had gotten too big, and he needed to do something where he was brought back down to earth. Know what the rich guy did? He became a garbage man. I shit you not. Can you imagine this guy on the back of a garbage truck with his dreads flying behind him? And then I don't even want to think about what would happen if, like, he was tossing a garbage bag into the truck and his hair got caught in it and then his head went in there. And with the dreads, I mean, to get the gunk out. All right, we don't really need to go there. I mean, I already did. So anyway, I know I'm here, there, and everywhere, but like I said, his life is freaking confusing, and I'm forgetting a bazillion things. Like, when he first met his wife, Molly, okay? The first time he opened his mouth to her, he asked her to marry him. She said no. But then she said, how will I find you if I, someday decide I'd like to marry you? And he said something kooky like, if it's in our what's the word? God, I lost it. Anyway, they wound up meeting again accidentally, and she said yes. She said yes. So now they're married. They got married like a year ago. They got married in a field on her parents' property in Michigan. A field, he's kind of rich. He tells me he's not really rich, but he is. He's totally rich. Don't ask him for a loan, though. I already did that. It did not go over well at all. So they got married in a field. If you watch, oh, I don't know if he made that video public yet. I don't think he did, but he's like a freaky photographic artist something engineer. Don't know. He's done a lot. He's really done a lot. I mean, he's also called the Windwalker. Um, it's not really a name, it's more of a title. Why don't you tell me what you think it means? I kind of know what being a Windwalker means, but I'm guessing you don't. So it'd be kind of fun if, like, you told me, like, in the comments section what you think a Windwalker is. He did get that title when he was living, with the shaman, growing his hair out, probably running around naked, gathering nuts and berries. I don't know. So, and then I guess after the temple, he got married, and then the whole SVR thing happened. So, Kung Fu, yoga, shamanism, all together, Wudan. It's the tradition. And,
Mommy, the ground is on fire.
Mommy, the ground is on fire. Thank you for running this video,
isn't.
Michaela.
It's on fire. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just the coals because there's no great...
it's on fire.
All right, apparently I'm on fire.
No, not you.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I don't care!
It's on fire.
I don't care, I already knew that. I was just getting to the end of the damn video. Can you go away?
I was blazing a minute ago.
Unless I'm on fire, I don't care.
It's gonna explode.
All right, go away so I can record this now. Yeah, so I'm sorry about that. I have a bit of a fire here in the fire pit outside, and it has corroded so that all the embers just kind of fall onto the pavers, and my daughter wanted to let me know that the ground was on fire, and I said, don't friggin' interrupt me unless I am on fire, okay? And I don't need the fire. It is so freaking warm. It's February, and it's like 70-something degrees here right now. See, look, tank top. I'm not wearing sleeves. Okay, so I think I've covered much of Daniel Windwalker Walsh's weirdness. I'm sure there's more that I'm forgetting, and I'm going to slap myself once I stop recording, but what can you do? I can't make this, well, I've already made it too long, haven't I? Sorry. But just thinking about Harbin Hot Springs and yoga and massages and hot springs and just all that nature woo-woo stuff, it's kind of making me feel inspired. Like, seriously inspired. I was so inspired that I've decided to become a nudist. I'm going to strip myself bare and let my girly bits commune with nature. Are my girly bits supposed to be down that far?
Hey, Mommy. Oh my God! Cover up!
Alright, maybe it's not such a great idea.